Hello friends, welcome to Awdhesh Academy. Friends, we are going to now start a new chapter, straight line. In a straight line, the first lesson is about the slope of a line. So let us understand what is the meaning of the slope as far as the line is concerned. So first let us define slope. In the picture you can see there is a line L and it is making an angle theta from x-axis. And accordingly the obtuse angle here is 180 minus theta. So if theta is the inclination of the line L, then tan theta is called the slope or gradient of the line L. The slope of a line whose inclination is 90 degree is not defined because tan 90 degree is not defined. As we know that tan 90 is infinity or a very large number, and therefore tan 90 is actually not defined, and therefore for tan 90 m is not defined. So the slope of the line is represented by m, and m is equal to tan theta, where theta is not equal to 90 degree. We may observe here that the slope of x-axis is 0 because tan 0 is equal to 0, and the slope of y-axis is not defined because tan 90 is not defined. Let us now find out the slope of a line when the coordinate of any 2 points on the line are given. So I shall explain this concept on the board. Now this is a line L and this is x and y axis. There are 2 points here, P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2. Now let us find out what is the slope of this. We know that the slope m is equal to tan theta. From this diagram we can see that tan theta is equal to mq divided by mp. mq is y2 minus y1 and mp is equal to x2 minus x1. So this is the tangent of a line whose coordinates are x1, y1 and x2, y2. So sometime this line will be making an obtuse angle that is more than 90 degree angle from the x-axis. In that situation, whether the equation will change, let us find out. Now imagine that this is a theta angle, so inside will be 180 minus theta, and this is parallel to this line, and so this will become 180 minus theta also. So let us find out the tangent of 180 minus theta in this triangle. So we can write here tan 180 minus theta is equal to qm divided by mp. Now qm is equal to y2 minus y1, while mp will be equal to x1 minus x2 because x1 is more. So this will be x1 minus x2. Here we know tan 180 minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. And therefore, we can write here y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and we can take minus sign outside. So minus and minus will go, and finally we get tan theta is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And this is the same formula which we got in case of line where the angle was an acute angle. Let us now find out the condition for parallel lines or parallelism. In the diagram you see there are two lines L1 and L2 which are making angle alpha and beta from the x-axis. Now these two lines will be parallel if alpha is equal to beta. If alpha is equal to beta, then tan alpha will also be equal to tan beta. Now tan alpha is the slope or gradient of the line L1 and the tan beta is the gradient of line L2. Therefore, m1 should also equal to m2 if we want the lines to be parallel to each other. Now let us find out the condition for lines to be perpendicular to each other. Let me explain this concept to you on the board. So let us find out the conditions for two lines to be perpendicular to each other. Now here is one line L1 which is making an angle alpha with the x-axis, and line L2 which is making an angle beta with x-axis. So we can say that M1 is equal to tan alpha and M2 is equal to tan beta. Now this is a right angle triangle. Beta is an external angle, and therefore the external angle will be equal to sum of the other two angles here. So we can write beta will be equal to 90 plus alpha. Now let us take tangent of both the sides. So we can write tan beta is equal to tan 90 plus alpha. We know tan 90 plus alpha is nothing but minus cot alpha, and we can also write 1 upon tan alpha. So let us do the cross multiplication. So we get tan alpha tan beta is equal to minus 1, but tan alpha is equal to m1, tan beta is equal to m2. So we can write m1 m2 is equal to minus 1. So it means that if two lines are perpendicular to each other, then m1 m2 will be equal to minus 1. Let us now find out the angle between two lines. Here you have one line L1 which is making an angle of alpha 1 with x-axis. Another line L2 is making angle alpha 2. Now this is a triangle which they are making. Let us take the outside angle as theta, because in between these two lines are two angles which are made. One is theta, one is phi. Phi appears to be more than 90 degree, which is an obtuse angle, and theta appears to be an acute angle because it is less than 90 degree. So now let us see this diagram. If this is theta, then this angle is also theta. If this is alpha 2, the inside angle will be 180 minus alpha 2. And in this triangle, the sum of all the three should be equal to 180. So we can write alpha 1 plus theta plus 180 minus alpha 2 is equal to 180. 180 goes, and so we can write theta is equal to alpha 2 minus alpha 1. And therefore we can write tan theta is equal to tan alpha 2 minus alpha 1. So that is equal to tan alpha 2 minus tan alpha 1 divided by 1 plus tan alpha 2 tan alpha 1. And we know that m1 will be equal to tan alpha 1 and m2 will be equal to tan alpha 2. If we substitute these values here, what we get here is m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m2 m1. So this is equal to tan theta. Similarly, if we go for phi, we know that phi is equal to 180 minus theta. That means tan phi is equal to minus tan theta, and that is equal to minus m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m2 m1. So there are always two angles which are subtended. One is an acute angle, other is an obtuse angle, and the value of this tan theta can be in general written as plus minus m2 minus m1 1 plus m2 m1. Normally we write it like this: tan theta is equal to the bar of m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m2 m1. Now here the theta will always be an acute angle because this value will always be positive, and so if you want to find out the obtuse angle, all we have to do is put the minus sign here. Now we will find out the condition for collinearity of 3 points. Now suppose there are 3 points which are given, then the 3 points will be on the same line if their gradients are same. So the slope of two parallel lines are equal, and two lines having the same slope will pass through a common point when two lines will coincide with each other. And therefore, if A, B and C are the 3 points in the xy plane, then they will lie on the line, that is 3 points are collinear if and only if the slope of AB is equal to slope of BC as it is shown in the figure. Let us now solve some problem to understand the concept better. Now the first example is, if the angle between two lines is pi by 4 and the slope of one of the line is 1 by 2, find the slope of other line. So let us see what all is given. It is given that the angle between the line theta is equal to pi by 4. One ingredient is half. The second ingredient, let us assume m2, which is to be found out. We know that the angle between two lines, that is tan theta, is equal to plus minus m2 minus m1 divided by 1 plus m2 m1. So let us substitute the values. It will become 10 pi by 4, that is equal to plus minus m2 we have to find out, m1 we know half, and then again 1 plus m2 into half. 10 pi by 4 we know is equal to 1. So what we get here is two equations. One is m2 minus half is equal to 1 plus m2 by half when we take plus, and the other equation is m2 minus half is equal to minus of 1 plus m2 by 2. Let us take this equation first. Take this on this side. So it will become m2 minus m2 by 2, and this will be 1 plus half. This become m2 upon 2, and this become 3 upon 2. This goes, so the value of m2 here is 3. Let's now come on this side. This is m2 minus half is equal to minus 1 minus m2 upon 2. Bring it on the other side. What we get here is m2 plus m2 upon 2, and this goes minus 1 plus half. So this becomes 3 m2 upon 2, and this becomes minus half. This goes, and the value of m2 comes minus 1 upon 3. So the value of m2 is equal to 3 and minus 1 by 3. Let's now go to the example number 2, which says line through the point minus 2, 6 and 4, 8 is perpendicular to the line through the point 8, 12 and x 24. Find the value of x. So it is given that in the first line there are 2 points minus 2, 6 and 4, 8, and on the second line there are 2 points 8, 12 and x 24. We know that if two lines are perpendicular to each other, then m1, m2 is equal to minus 1. So let us find out the value of m1 and m2 from here. So m1 is equal to 8 minus 6 divided by 4 plus 2, and that become equal to 2 divided by 6, that is 1 by 3. m2 will be equal to 24 minus 12 divided by x minus 8. That means it is equal to 12 divided by x minus 8. Now we know that m1, m2 has to be equal to minus 1. So let us now substitute the values here. What we get here is m1, m2 is equal to 1 upon 3, 12 upon x minus 8, and that is equal to minus 1. This goes, it becomes 4. So x minus 8 is equal to minus 4, and so x equal to 8 minus 4, and that is equal to 4. So one value of x is 4. The third problem is as following. If 3 points h0, ab and 0k lie on a line, show that a upon h plus b upon k is equal to 1. So in this problem you have been given that there are 3 points h0, ab and 0k. They are collinear. Collinear means their tangent will be equal. So if I take the tangent of AB and BC, that should be equal. And you have to prove that A upon H plus B upon K is equal to 1. So let us find out the tangent of, say, this first point A, this second point B, and the third point C. Then let us find the tangent of AB and call it M1. It will be equal to B minus 0 divided by A minus H. About BC, we call the tangent M2, and that will be equal to K minus B divided by 0 minus A. And we know that if they are parallel or they are collinear, then M1 will be equal to M2. And therefore, B upon A minus H will be equal to K minus B upon minus A. Now let us cross multiply this. So from here we get minus AB is equal to K minus B A minus H. Let us open this. It becomes KA minus HK minus AB, and then we get plus BH. Minus AB on this side. Minus AB goes. So what we do is take the HK on this side and this on one side. So what we get is KA plus BH is equal to HK. Now divide this whole equation by HK. So what we get here is A divided by H plus B divided by K, that is equal to 1. So friends, today we have learned about the slope of the line. This is a very important concept because this will be used very frequently when we are going to learn about the further more complicated concept of line. Please practice some questions which are given in this chapter, and that will help you building better concept. Thank you very much.